Hi Capricorns, it's Jill and welcome to Tarot by the Sea. I hope you're really well. Okay, I have your reading for you. I'm sorry it's a little bit late, so what I'm going to do is rather than do the 12th to the 16th, I'm going to do the 13th, as in today, to the 24th, I believe. 23rd, 24th, can't remember. That kind of time anyway. So I'm going to be using the Gill Tarot Ciro Marchetti and also the Fairy Tarot deck, Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine, and probably, very probably, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, because that seems to be coming up in all my readings at the moment. Okay, so what's going on for you Capricorns? What's going on for you? I can't remember what your last reading was about. What do you think? Don't forget the Valentine's Day's ones are up and the February's are up. If you haven't seen those, don't forget to cross-watch. Sorry, just closing the curtains, lesson. Yeah, so that's that. Really, not much else to say. Oh, we're on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook now, and the website is just about up. It's up, but it's not right. It's not finished yet. Right, Capricorn, you have the Hierophant. You also have the Page of Cups. What else do you have? What else do you have? And as usual, if you can like, share, subscribe, and tell me your stories in the comments, that would be so amazing. I love connecting with you guys. Always gives me a real buzz, actually. Where are we? That's a big sigh. What are you sighing about? I don't normally sigh. It felt like a big one. No. We've got lots of people. We've got the Hierophant, we've got the Page of Pentacles, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is always kind of like a person to me as well. But we don't have much of a story. Oh, okay. We have the Devil. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Devil under the Hierophant. We have the Six of Wands under the Page of Pentacles. What are we going to have under the Nine of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles. Hey, you've gone from the Nine to the Queen. Nice one. I like that. On the bottom of the deck you have the Empress. So hopefully that's you. My goodness. It's a bit of a shift, isn't it? So you've gone from, for some of you, there was a marriage. And perhaps you started out on your own. Perhaps you came out of this marriage and you had basically nothing. And then you kind of built yourself up. The Devil would come. Maybe you felt really bound during this marriage. Maybe you've kind of lost that now. Maybe you've met a very hot young man. So nice. And you're feeling triumphant. And you're the Queen of Pentacles. And not only that, not only are you the Queen of Pentacles, but you're also the Empress. So some of you might be pregnant. Some of you might be getting married. And that is amazing. Then we have the Hermit. We've got the Nine of Autumn next to the Nine of Pentacles as well, and I'm throwing cards all over the floor. What am I throwing on the floor? The Wheel. And the Nine of Summer is in reverse. Perhaps all your dreams are coming true. How exciting. It's a really nice reading if this is the way it's going for you. I'd like to think it resonates with everybody. It's like all Capricorns to feel like that. No, I'm not taking all of those. There's about 25,000 hidden cards. I'm not having it. Oops. The Emperor. Maybe this person was very controlling. This person that maybe you escaped from was perhaps very controlling. Perhaps it was a soulmate. Perhaps it was a marriage partner. But perhaps it was just that they were very controlling. You kind of got lost in it and you felt like the Page of Pentacles. And now you're the Empress and you've taken control of your own life. We have the Two of Winter. And the Five of Summer. Right, you have the Page of Autumn. Okay. Nope, you have the Knight of Autumn, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Dependable, protective, chivalrous and humorous, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. Okay, so that could be someone in your life who could be this younger person, okay? Or it could be that you're just moving forward in your life. Your long-term stability and security is coming in for you, and that's exactly what you want, actually. I'd like all Capricorns to be feeling this way. Not necessarily having to come out of the marriage to do it, but just feeling abundant. You've just had a card that I've never had come out of the deck before. Which is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knave of Swords is in everything at the moment. He's a total what's it. I don't know what he's up to. Okay, right, you've got quite a few people in your deck. You have the Five of Chalices, and in this deck, I have to read these because they're completely different to the other decks, okay? So you have the Five of Chalices on the bottom of the deck. The weight of the past and its consequences is always remembered, but must be left behind to break overtly oppressive attachments. That's what we were talking about with the Emperor. You must open yourself to adventure and freedom. Nice. Very nice indeed. Right, okay. So you're working towards your dreams coming true. You may be feeling like the Empress, and you may have a younger earth sign either on your mind, I'm getting on your mind, or coming in for you. He doesn't seem to me to feel like the Knight of Pentacles in the normal deck. He doesn't kind of feel like that slow energy. He feels a little bit more dynamic than that. So if this is a person in your life, this is why. For some of you, though, as well, it's just that you're just working through, you're taking cautious but wise action, paying attention to detail, and you just... Really, some people are being kind to you, actually, is the feeling that I'm getting, Capricorn. Maybe you're feeling loved and supported at the moment. I love the idea of you having this freedom, though. This is amazing. Now, we have the Hierophant, which is the society card, okay, in the sense of its marriage, its corporations, it's the law, it's basically anything that makes society kind of stand up, it's tradition, it's all of those things. And you have the Hermit card, and in this deck it says taking a break from that. Find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. I wonder if this is where the freedom comes in. For some of you, it might be as much as just taking a holiday away from your partner and having some fun. You have the Ace of Wands. Abandon is a surrender of oneself. One loses one's likeness in order to ease into something much greater. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you lost yourself within this relationship, and now you're kind of coming out of it and you're starting to find yourself again, which is awesome. You have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, which could be a young earth sign, okay? You have a young earth sign here as well, same card, okay? Well, not quite the same card. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, okay? So it's not the same card. But it's that same kind of energy, but this feels a little bit more stagnant. Now, what I do always feel is that the Page of Pentacles is kind of the precursor to the Nine of Pentacles. I'm trying to get hold of them and I can't. It's kind of the precursor to this, because he's only got one pentacle but she's got loads, you know, she's growing them, and it's like you took this seed and you planted it, and now you've grown into this financially independent person, which is wonderful. It's really, really lovely. You have the Nine of Autumn, which says, reward yourself for all your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. So for some of you, you've come out of a relationship, you're cherishing your time alone, you're actually growing yourself, you're committing to your spiritual growth and your emotional growth and your financial growth and all of those things. And for some of you, it was about leaving a job behind, you know, and becoming self-employed, and you're actually seeing this growing, which is incredibly exciting. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the Prince of Pentacles, the Prince of Autumn. This person's showing up really strongly in your reading. Now, it could be you, though. It could just be you moving forward. So you have the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, I've got something coming in. I'm getting the feeling of you just cherishing your freedom, you know, and just enjoying the benefits that it's bringing to you as well. It's like a sense of, waiting allows the desired fruit to ripen, whilst haste makes every chalice bitter. So it is kind of, for some of you, it's like you want to spend, for some of you, you want to spend. Alright. For some of you, you want to spend. And you're being told to save. Don't spend, save. Okay? Don't spend, save. And invest in yourself is the other thing that I'm getting. It's like invest in yourself. You may have all of this stuff and you may be ready to move forward and just kind of enjoy it, but actually you need to kind of invest in yourself a little bit and continue to do that for a little while longer. The fruits will come to, it will come to fruition. You have 9 pentacles there, but you're also the Page of Pentacles, which is another one, which is a 10, and then you will be set. So whatever this is, for some of you it's within a marriage as well, for some of you it's about getting married, okay, and the two of you kind of coming together, and then you get that 10 of Pentacles. News worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations or births, friends you cherish. And I wonder whether it is actually, if you are independent and things like that at the moment, perhaps this Page of Pentacles is actually looking at making it a more kind of, you know, leveling up and making it a 10 of Pentacles situation. So maybe you're planning on getting married and things like that. But for others of you, you're just being financially abundant and independent, and you're just hanging out with your friends and having a fantastic time. Then we have the Knave of Swords, who seems to be getting everywhere at the moment. I'm going to have to redo this book because it's getting trashed. Ace of Swords. No, Knave of Swords, sorry. Enemies of the couple are both inside and outside of it. They should look at each other. Vigilance does not distract from pleasure, and pleasure does not distract from vigilance. I wonder, to a certain extent, it's asking you to hold on to your money. It's like, it's all well and good being kind of in love, okay? It's all well and good sharing everything. But this is a Page of Pentacles who has 1 pentacle, and the other person is the 9 of Pentacles who has 9 pentacles. Okay, now you put those two together, you get the 10 of Pentacles, which is wonderful, but it's kind of not a fair exchange. Okay, for some of you, I'm kind of a little bit concerned. I had another reading earlier about a male coming in, who was basically spending money, and it left the other person, it left the woman and child basically essentially in poverty, as it were. So for some of you, I'm asking you just to be a little bit aware of just making sure that your financial security is stable, okay? You may love this person to death, you really might, but just kind of make sure that your finances are kind of sorted as well, alright? That's a little bit cynical, and I'm so sorry that it is, but it's something that I need to say to you, to be honest. It's something that I'm being asked to say to you. This guy is a little bit sneaky looking. It's like in the card, I'm not going to show you the card because I know some people don't like the artwork, but the lady is kind of leaning against the sword, and this guy seems to be kind of creeping up behind her. So just be a little bit aware of that, I think. For some of you, this is the issue, so please just be aware, okay? For some of you, that's not the case at all. And basically, you, by bringing those finances together, he is the Prince of Pentacles, and they tend to be reliable, you know. It says dependable, yeah, Prince of Autumn, dependable, protective, chivalrous and humorous, okay? They tend to be quite trustworthy. But we've also got the Prince of Summer underneath here, alright? And they tend not to be quite so much. Romantic, captivating, dramatic and flirtatious, falling in love, easily being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. Yes, you may be falling totally in love with this person, but stay grounded. And just be aware of it. And it may be a total breath of fresh air. You know, I'm getting this card here, and it's like, if you blow those dandelions, if you blow the dandelion, all the seeds will scatter everywhere, and it will be very impressive, and it's always fun to do that. And it may feel like a complete breath of fresh air compared to the relationship, compared to being bound to this emperor. And for some of you, it's just about balance. Okay, and you're really enjoying it. And why the heck not, quite honestly? And you have this Ace of Pentacles, which in the normal deck is the opportunity for something long term, which is wonderful. And you are the Empress, so perhaps if you guys get together, it's going to be a real power couple kind of thing. Maybe this is your twin flame, maybe this is your soulmate. In which case, beautiful. A complete and gratifying relationship unifies mind, flesh and spirit. Love is rooted in intimacy and follows intercourse. So maybe that's where the love's coming in. Okay, but just remember there's a huge difference between love and infatuation. Okay. For some of you, just be aware of the fact as well that perhaps for this person they see you as the emperor, and they see you with your kingdom and your finances and all those things. And then there's the devil. So, and you kind of are just totally besotted with this person, some of you. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you stay grounded within it and you're very aware of what the situation is. You have the Six of Wands. So it could be that you have this great social standing, it's public acknowledgement, it's all of those things, it's success, it's triumph, it's all of those things. Maybe this is you up on the horse. You've kind of elevated yourself above other people, not in a nasty way, but kind of like you've succeeded and you've kind of got to a really good place. For some of you, you're worried about this. For some of you, you're worried about whether this person is just kind of taking advantage of you financially. And I think in that case, yes, be aware of it. Do be aware of it. But if this person's showing up as the Emperor and you're the Empress, you know, you're both bringing something to the table. Because they're younger, they're going to be less financially abundant than you are. Indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. And maybe this is what's happening. This person, this thing here, I always think it's called a liar. I'm never going to look it up because it's like, I think it is. And this child is looking at it going, are they? They're fancy, they're schmancy, they're wonderful, you know, they're gorgeous, and I'm totally besotted with them, but are they lying to me? And maybe it's that sense of mistrust. They may feel like a dream come true. Yeah, wishes fulfilled, wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. Maybe you're thoroughly enjoying it. And then you have the wheel. And it's like delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. So maybe you're heading off on holiday together as well. Sudden or unexpected good. They may feel like something amazing has just come into your life and just swept you off your feet. And there, again, there is nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful and wonderful. But I think at the moment, some of you are just in your heads about whether this person's actually genuine or not. Or they're wondering whether you are. This is going to be very specific for a certain number of people. I'm very aware of that. To obtain love, you must give something in exchange and pay the price for the errors of the past. Again, it's the kind of payment thing, isn't it? For some of you, you may be financially well off, and this may be about actually having to pay out for a Page of Pentacles in kind of maintenance payments and things like that. And maybe you've met someone new too. There's something kind of missing. Judgment. We've got justice, but I'm feeling like judgment. No. Yeah, it's the love at first sight bit, that's why. And for some of you that might be exactly what it is. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very grounded, she's very stable, she's all of those things. Again, she's financially abundant. Maybe again you're moving forward. You're moving forward. She's very loving, she's very nurturing as well. So perhaps you had this independence, you were single, and now you're moving into this relationship as well, and she's holding the same pentacle as the other person. So perhaps you go from the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles through this union. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on what frightens or worries you. Again, I do wonder if it's that. I do wonder if it's just the worry about whether this person's being honest with you and whether they want you for you or whether they want you for what they can get from you. Knight of Chalices. Perhaps you've been burnt like that before as well. You have the Knight of Chalices. It's awareness of oneself and sexuality born of shame or discretion. Without encounters with others, you cannot find yourself. Perhaps you are having to kind of like question this. And maybe you've got burnt before. Or maybe you've been burnt by this person. And now you're kind of having to pay the price for it, and maybe you've moved away from it even. But you will grow from this experience. I mean, the overview card that we have is the Empress. And maybe this is asking you to hold on to that emotional, nurturing kind of feeling, but also to kind of be aware of the lessons of the past so that you don't make them again. Maybe for some of you, you have been married to someone who potentially could have been younger than you, and you've ended up with a financial loss because of it. This is a very strange reading. It feels very specific to certain people. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 3-card for other people and just see what's happening, because it's not really telling us anything. It's not telling us that it's going to get better. It's not telling us that the only thing that it's saying that's useful is that there's a trust that there's a reason for everything, and that's the only thing that it's saying really that's helpful. Otherwise it's just kind of reiterating a story. If this is resonating with you, it's reiterating a story of what's already happened. Unless you are in the relationship, which is where you could potentially get burnt or where you're worrying about it. And it's just kind of saying, just stay grounded within this. And it's kind of a little bit of a warning, but that's going to be for so few people. Let's have a look. We have Capricorn, the 15th to the 13th to the 23rd, please, of February 2018. It feels like really kind of not stuck I'm getting stagnant energy as well, you know. Maybe some of you are going through divorce and you're still waiting for it to go through the courts as well. And at the moment you're kind of the Page of Pentacles and you're kind of hoping for things to come through. In the Nine of Pentacles, everything's still on the bush. She hasn't picked it yet. So maybe you're waiting for that to come through. If it's a financial situation and it's work, perhaps you're waiting for money to come through then, and then when the money comes through you will be financially better off. But it's saying don't spend at the moment, because you need to kind of invest in yourself, and perhaps you need to invest in your business and things like that in order to get the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. Right, we have the Five of Swords. So you've come through something and you're focusing on something. So you may have come through heartbreak. You're feeling quite triumphant. But I was watching something the other day, James 13 Wicker, I think it is, and he was saying Five of Swords is a hollow victory, and that kind of is making sense to me at the moment. It kind of feels a little bit like a hollow victory at the moment. You have the Ace of Wands, the chance for a passionate new start. Again, in the Five of Swords, he's holding one sword and he's got four under his arm. And I wonder whether some kind of finances or something haven't come through yet. You've got the one. It's kind of reiterating the Ace of Pentacles, you know, the Page of Pentacles with the one. And then others that are still there to be used but haven't been yet. Then we have the Ace of Wands, which is a passionate opportunity for a passionate new start. And there's either a celebration, because you have the Three of Cups, either a celebration or it's a third-party relationship. So maybe some of you have met someone new, and it could be a younger Earth sign. Yeah, I think you're coming out of it. But again, we have that same kind of symbology of like there is something behind him, but he's kind of got one thing. There is something under his, there are four under his arm, but he's got one. And we have the Empress again. Maybe you've left a lot of finances behind. He's got the Ace of Wands, he's got the opportunity to move forward. We have the Five of Wands, and we have the Three of Wands. So if we look at the numbers there, he has the Ace of Wands, he's got the opportunity for a passionate new start, okay, possibly with an Empress. This may be a different storyline for some of you. For some of you, there's been an argument with the Empress. And maybe you won the argument, but it's kind of like, and perhaps there has been an affair, because perhaps someone was offered the passionate new start. It became an affair. This was overburdening to the Empress, and there were arguments about it. But then why would you be happy? You're happy because of the Ace of Wands. For some of you, that's a different storyline. Maybe some of you forgave this because you have two people within that kind of circle, and then you have the Sun. So maybe you were able to kind of separate yourself off from it. Or maybe they've been separated from happiness by that, and you're kind of getting your balance back. I don't think that's for many of you. But we'll go back to the numbers. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. We have a 3 there. And we have a 5 there. If you add the 3 and the 5 together, okay, you get the 8. So you have the Ace of Wands, which is the one that he's holding. Sorry, you have the Ace of Wands, which is the one that he's holding. Then you have the 3. Then you have the 5. And that gives us 9. Okay. Then we have the Five of Swords, the Three of Cups. That's the 8. Again, there's something about this 8. Right, for some of you, again, different storyline. This is really annoying me today because I'm just getting loads of different storylines. For some of you, there has been a hollow victory. You've had arguments. Maybe you're arguing with this Empress. Okay? It's making you feel like this. The Ace of Wands comes in. You have the opportunity for the Three of Cups. Whether it's a hollow victory or not, yeah, it's making you feel happy. That's for some of you as well. And it could be with the fire sign. There may be two different storylines here. This is a really weird reading, guys. I'm not liking this reading at all. It's got a horrible feel to it. I don't like it. For some of you, it's really nice. For some of you, it is just basically about moving forward and being financially independent and kind of just growing your life. But for others of you, this Ace of Wands is not feeling nice to me. For some of you, it's a choice. You have the Ace of Wands. You have two choices. You either take this third-party situation or be with this person who is in the third-party situation with you. Or you have the Empress, who you are arguing with and makes you feel like this. Or you have this third-party situation. You're choosing someone and it's going to make you happy. You have the Five of Autumn, reach out to others for assistance, poor timing for a career change, feeling challenged by money issues. If this Empress is the person who has money, maybe this will cause you issues. It's the Five of Autumn, it's Five of Pentacles being left out in the cold. On top of the third-party situation, you've got falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone. Forgiveness and resolutions of a problem. Don't give up, your relationship can be healed. And over the Sun, we have the Prince of Summer, which again, which is falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet. You need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. So maybe you have fallen in love with someone else. You have Justice. Take time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. This is on top of the Empress. You have the Seven of Summer. No more procrastination. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over-analysing the options. That's sitting on top of the Five of Wands, which is the arguments. Maybe it's internal conflict for you. And then you have the Nine of Wands, feeling the illusion of feeling trapped, placing too much importance on material items. We did say maybe you'd be financially worse off if you go with this other person. Getting caught up in fear and worry. Maybe you're worrying about this. Okay, Capricorns, this is quite a complicated one for you, and I'm really sorry that it is. It says, review the past and present so you can build a bright new future, understanding your life purpose, releasing judgment of yourself and others. For some of you, you just have to make this decision. You have to make this decision. You have the Ten of Autumn. Take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for the future, honouring family traditions. And then you have changed the way you're looking at the situation, embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in the action. Perhaps you need to stop and not take this Ace of Wands until your finances are in order first. Perhaps you want to take it, perhaps you want to move on to this other person, but you need to make sure that your finances are in order first, okay? And then you have the Ace of Summer. Then you can have this opportunity for love, okay? Open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies, and then perhaps you can release the other person. Let go of the past and ending that makes way for new opportunities, time to move on. For some of you, it is the resurgence of an original relationship as well. Perhaps there have been arguments about a third party situation and you're working on them. Okay, you're working on it and you're kind of renewing your relationship with the person that you were originally with. Perhaps you kind of looked at it and were just like, no, do you know what, I'm going to stand by my family. So you had this 10 of autumn and it was like, I need to make sure that my family are in a good space. I need to think about my children, I need to think about my financial stability, I need to think about, family generally. And you may have fallen in love with someone else, but for some of you, you're kind of letting it go and you're kind of building this Ace of Wands with your original family. And maybe that's what you did. Maybe you stayed grounded during a very emotional experience and made a head over heart decision. Wow, that's a heavy one, guys. That's a really, really heavy one. I'm kind of shaky, actually. I'm kind of shaky. Maybe you're feeling quite shaky about the decision at the moment, because I am feeling kind of shaky right now. And there's a lot of anxiety as well. And if I was in your situation, I would probably be feeling quite anxious too, to be honest. This isn't going to resonate with everyone. Please don't look at it and go, oh my God, my partner's having an affair, or anything like that. I don't think it's that. I think that basically, if this is your situation, you're going to know it. You're already going to know what the situation is. Right, I'm going to leave you with it and leave it with you, and I shall speak to you very, very soon. Okay, take care, and good luck with it all. All right, lots of love. Bye-bye.